Tell my mom to speak English? Okay. This is a story that was recently brought up again by my mom when she was recounting some really shitty racism she encountered when she first came to the United States. I've heard this story a few times before but didn't think to share it anywhere else. That is until I was made aware of this subreddit. Enjoy. It was the late 1980s in Los Angeles, California. By this time my mom, a Japanese immigrant, had been living in the United States for 10 years. Although she could speak English well, she wasn't fluent and preferred to speak Japanese with others from the local Japanese American community. One day, she and a friend were waiting to be seated at a restaurant on Beverly Boulevard. As they chattered away in Japanese, a large shadow cast down upon them. Looking up, they found Karen's 1989 counterpart leering down at them. Mom couldn't remember how the woman looked except for the look of pure contempt trying to work its way across facial muscles frozen by Botox. "You too," Karen barked. "This is America. Speak English." Startled, my mom and her friend made eye contact, unsure of what to do. Encounters like this were, sadly, ones they had run into many times since they came to live in the USA. They were not ones for confrontation. Before, they couldn't do anything while their bullies marched off, unpunished. But then, as they made eye contact, a brilliant thing happened. Mom likened the moment to their thought processes coming in sync together. They had a shared idea that didn't need any further elaboration or explanation. "Masami, my dear, I do think the waiter ought to have shown up to escort us to our table by now," Mom chimed in the poshest British accent she could muster. "It's frightfully rude to keep us waiting like this." Quote, "Yes, darling," her friend replied, invoking her best impersonation of the Princess of Wales. "It is frightfully rude indeed." Quote, as they continued to twitter away in their fake English accents, Karen began to slowly back away. Her Botox face reddened and twisted itself in a visage as hideous as the Furies. Realizing that she had just been outsmarted by two young women obsessed with British culture and celebrity, all she could do was storm off down Beverly Boulevard a defeated bully. While there was no direct punishment, it was a story that my mom would continue to retell 30 years later. It has always made me chuckle to myself. And I hope you enjoyed it too. The great tactic of just weirding your bullies out. I have groups of friends who speak Spanish and groups of friends who speak Arabic. I sometimes remind them when they are conversing in their first languages. "Guys, this is America. Speak Navajo." Quote, "I like the irony your mother slapped in Karen's face. English is not American." After 30 years, the story still holds up. If it was the 80s, she must have been an obitarian. The sad thing is that these idiots are the same ones who don't bother to learn even the most basic phrases when they travel, while also complaining when the natives, residents don't speak English. SMH. Language stories are always my favorites. They always have such cathartic ends. America, the stolen land where literally everyone is an immigrant but they get mad when you're not the right type of immigrant. Botox in 1989? That is the magic with accents. You can say what you want and it may come out distorted, not as you want it. But if you impersonate another, it comes out fine. "Ha ha ha, please tell your mum. This Canadian thinks she is awesome." Exclamation mark. 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 That is the best comeback to that form of bullying I've ever heard. As an American who's read far too much English lit, tell her tinker tonk and good show from me. I'm not from the US, and even I know English isn't the USA official language. There are actually no official language in the US. Brilliant. This warms my little British heart. This is America. Speak Lakota or go back where you came from. Quote. Stories like these always piss me off 'cause 1. Ignorance and racism, and 2. The USA doesn't have an official fucking language. I want to make a t-shirt that says, "This is America." We speak Swahili, Arabic, Spanish, German, Japanese, and just list a shit ton of languages. Your mom is diamonds. If I ever encounter someone like this, I have a perfect response ready. No bitch, this is America. You speak Miwok, you colonial shit. I have always had the attitude that in America, we have freedom of speech and no official language. Therefore, we can tell Karen what to do with herself in whatever language we choose. I've heard of people replying in Navajo or other indigenous languages that since it's their land, they should speak their language. Maybe it's the troll in me, but I would have busted out the loudest "Hello Governor" Cockney English accent.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.